Hello guys, Alex here, or at Network A1A, and yeah, welcome to the channel. This is the first video, but hopefully many to come, and this is going to be a CCNA Labs channel. We're going to be implementing what we have been learning and what we are currently learning from our CCNA studies and putting them into a lab and put them into practice. So yeah, before we get into the video, a bit about me. I'm Alex. I'm a junior network engineer at the moment. I'm currently on a degree scheme, apprenticeship. I'm currently on my second year. I got my CCNA on the 25th of November. Very pleased about that. Got it in before it's apocalypse, as Network Chuck will call it, on the, I think it's the 24th of February. So yeah, get your CCNA before then, guys. Otherwise you'll have to do the whole new one. You might want to do the new one, but if you're currently studying and want to get the your routing and switching or whatever you're learning out of the way and get it done, then get it before the 24th of Feb. Hopefully I can get my CCNP Enterprise in 2020. I'm looking at possibly hopefully doing the encore then, whatever the specialist I want to do. Hopefully I can do that towards the end of 2020 or start of 2021, we'll see. But yeah, that's in the next coming year. So let's get into the lab quickly before we implement what we're going to be doing today. I just want to talk you guys through this lab. So we have VLAN 10, VLAN 20. It's going to be a quick walkthrough. These are the two VLANs connected to this access switch. Then we have our gateways for our VLANs. This is the gateway for VLAN 10. This is the gateway for VLAN 20. These are going to be SVIs on our multi-layer switches. We're using HSRP, as you can see. So this is the active for VLAN 10, standby for VLAN 10, active for VLAN 20, standby for VLAN 20. If VLAN 10 gateway goes down, we can go through VLAN 20. If VLAN 20 gateway goes down, we can go through VLAN 10. If they both go down, we're screwed. But that's what happens anyway. We're segregating the traffic so we don't have all traffic going through one router. We got it through two, so that helps to not saturate any links. But yeah, we're using OSPF, as you can see, as our IGP. We're using a tunnel through Birmingham to London. So this is so that we can advertise routes between the two sites, our internal routes between the two sites, over the tunnel, so that they don't go out towards the internet. As you guys know, the delivery header on the GRE, the delivery header, the 20 byte delivery header that GRE implements, hides your private IP address with the public IP address. Obviously you want to use IPsec to add further security like encryption, but as a base level that just hides your private IP addresses. And then we're going to be using PPP between these links, more specifically PAP to authenticate these two and CHAP to authenticate these two. And then we're using eBGP so we can exchange routes on our WAN. So this will be, for example, our service provider for the two sites. So yeah, let's get into this now. We're going to be doing this bit here. So we're going to be doing the tunnel and eBGP, PPP, PAP and CHAP. So let's get into it. So we're going to go on router 1 first. I already have our IP addresses configured on these routers, as you can see there. So let's go conft, and I'm going to try and run through this quick because I don't want this to be a huge video. So we're going to be using PAP first. So PPP, encapsulation. PPP, we're going to be changing the default encapsulation layer to encapsulation for serial from HDLC to PPP. So we should see that link go down as we're using different layer 2 encapsulation protocols. And there we go. So we're going to go encapsulation PPP, PPP authentication. And we're going to be using, if I could type, oh my gosh. We're going to be using PAP, as you guys know. And then we're going to go PPP, PAP. And we have to specify what username and password we want to send to authenticate ourselves. So we're going to send your username of router 1 and the password Cisco. There we go. Then on router 2, I'm just going to quickly go into this guy and go username, router 1, password, Cisco. This is so when I receive his credentials, I can check them in my local database and either allow him to establish that link with me or deny. So there we go. So that's that and that one. And then I'm going to go in this guy, and then I'm going to go username, router 2, password, Cisco. Just so that, as I said for earlier, I can do the same for router 2 within my local database. So interface serial 2/1, I believe it is. Yep. Encapsulation, PPP, PPP authentication is PAP, and then PPP, PAP, sent username, we're going to be sending username router 2, and then the password of Cisco. Boom. So that should hopefully now come up. So show, there we go. Yeah, show interface serial 2/1, and here we go. So up encapsulation using PPP. LCP is open. This is what manages and negotiates the connection between the two. So we negotiate the features which you're using, whether this be multi-link, callback, just no other features apart from PPP itself, or authentication. Then we go to the authentication phase, which is phase 2, and we authenticate between the two, and we decide what authentication protocol we are using, so whether this be CHAP or PAP. And then we have, as you can see, our LCP, our NCP, sorry, our network control protocol. We are negotiating what NCPs are being needed. So as you guys know, we have got IPCP for IPv4, CDPCP for CDP. So yeah, this just enables you to traverse those higher layer protocols over the link. So there we go, that's that one done. And then we'll go and do CHAP for the other side. So interface serial 2/0, and then we're going to go encapsulation PPP, and then PPP authentication of CHAP. So as you can see, it's gone down. And then with this guy, what I need to do is I need to specify the username and password for router 3, as it does also check in its local database for CHAP as well. So obviously you guys know the difference between PAP and CHAP. You know, CHAP sends the passwords in an MD5 hash, whereas PAP uses plain text, so it's not recommended to use PAP. With PAP, the authenticator is not really in control, whereas with CHAP, the authenticator is in control, as it can randomly challenge the authenticatee for their password. So yeah, that stops the likes of playback attacks. And with also with CHAP, we use a random number so that the MD5 hash is not the same each time. So we'll go password of Cisco1 this time. And also with CHAP, the username that's being sent, you don't specify username, it's the guy's host name, and then obviously the Cisco1, which is the password, has to match on both sides. So there we go. So we'll go on to router 3. Yep, conft username. So this is this guy's host name, and then his password is going to be the same as mine, obviously, so we can authenticate. Is Cisco1 interface serial 2/0, and we're going to go encapsulation PPP, and then PPP authentication is CHAP. And there we go. As you guys can see, link has come up. So we'll go show IP interface brief. Boom, the link is up, and then show interface serial 2/0, and yeah, as you guys can see, we have encapsulation PPP, LCPs are open, and those are our NCPs there. So if you guys just want to see the config, I'll do that on router 1 for both. So show run interface serial 2/1 for our PAP config. And then there's the username we're sending. Don't forget to put the username and password in the remote router's local database. And then show run interface serial 2/0. And there we go there. Authentication, CHAP and PPP. And don't forget that the guys, the username that he's sending is the host name. So remember to put the host name on the remote router's username and password within their local database. So there we go. We have our layer 2 links are up. But now, as you guys know, I'll just go on layer router 2. Sorry, show IP route. We have no routes to reach router 3, so it's no use us sort of having our layer 2, but our layer 3 we can't run at. So we'll go onto this guy, conft, and we're going to do router BGP10. This is the autonomous system. So BGP uses autonomous system numbers, and we have to specify that. So with this guy, we're specifying our autonomous system number 10. So we have to specify the neighbor that we want to form a relationship with, and in this case it is router 2 and router 3. So this uses the IP address of their links here. So it's going to be serial 2/0's IP address for router 3 and serial 2/1's IP address for router 2. So we'll do router 3 first, so you guys can walk through this. So 50.1.1.2, that's his IP address. Then you have to specify the autonomous system is in, and we're going to put that guy in remote autonomous system 30 when we come to configure him. And then with this guy, I'm going to 60.1.1.2, and then their remote autonomous system number is going to be 20. Boom. We'll do router 2 first, CompT router, BGP, and this guy's autonomous system number, as we said earlier, 20. Neighbor, 60.1.1.1, remote autonomous system 10. That should come up, and then we'll go CompT, router, BGP, 30. Neighbor 50.1.1.1, remote autonomous system 10. Sorry if I sound a bit ill or sniffling. I've got a cold and it's just dreadful. But yeah, there we go. That relationship should come up. CompT, router, BGP. What was I on? I was on 30. We'll just wait for that to come up. As you guys know, BGP runs at layer 7. It is a layer 7 protocol, which is a lot different to your IGPs such as OSPF and eRGRP, as they run beside IP at layer 3 with their own protocol numbers. I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe OSPF is 89 and eRGRP is 88, I believe. Yeah, that is what they run at, and obviously OSPF and eRGRP use their own sort of acknowledgements and their own error recovery and stuff like that, whereas BGP uses TCP. An example is OSPF uses link state acknowledgements, so when it's received a link state update through the database, when they exchange databases, it receives a link state update from the link state requests. It sends an LSAC to say, look, I've received those link state updates. Sorry if that was a horrible explanation, but yeah, that's what it uses. So we'll go on to router 3. The BGP relationship, as you can see, has come up. So we'll go on router 2 and we're going to advertise our network. So with this guy, we're going to advertise network. Router 2 is 60, so 60.1.1.0, and then a mask of 255.255. There we go. So if I go do show IP route, when you're advertising routes through BGP, it needs to be an exact route in your routing table so it can insert it into its BGP table. So as you guys can see, I have an exact route for that there, which is our /24 for the 60.1.1.0. So that will be inserted into BGP table and can then be advertised out to our neighbors. So that's all good. Router 3, CompT, router, BGP, 30, network, 50.1.1.0, mask of 245.0. That's all good, and then I'll just do it to this guy, just in case obviously we had any more neighbors. So network 50.1.1.0, mask of 255. Oops. Gosh, typing is not going well at the moment. And then that got me there. So if you guys look at here, obviously if you go on here and we go show IP route, we're going to just see connected routes, as BGP has a higher administrative distance than our connected routes, so it's not going to be inserted into the routing table. But if you go onto this guy, as we had no route earlier for the 60.1.1.0 network, we should see that come up now. Oh, sorry, the 50.1.1.0 network, and there it is there via BGP. So this is via this guy. So if we go trace route to 50.1.1.2, there we go. As you guys can see, we're going through autonomous system number 10. So we're going up to this guy through autonomous system number 10 down to this guy here. So that's all great, but you want to configure a tunnel so we can, when we come to implement OSPF, we can form relationships over a tunnel and exchange routes over the tunnel and not out towards the internet. So we'll go interface tunnel 500. This is on router 2, and I'm going to first go tunnel mode GRE and IP. There we go. I'm going to set my IP address on the tunnel to 192.168.1.1. So that's going to be this guy's side. So it's going to be 192.168.1.1. And on the other side, both interfaces on each side of the tunnel need to be in the same subnet for it to come up. So tunnel source. So this is the source of the tunnel, which is going to be this guy here. So you can either specify an interface or you can specify an IP address. With this guy, I'm going to do an interface, whereas the other guy will do the IP address for you. And you need the destination of the tunnel. So that's going to be this guy's IP address here. So it's going to be 50.1.1.2. There we go. With the tunnel destination, you need to have a route in your routing table. So do show IP route. That's why we had BGP, so we could get a route to that other side of the tunnel. So we can get a route to router 3, so that the tunnel will then come up. So the tunnel should be up. Show IP interface brief. And yeah, the tunnel is up, but we need to configure this side first. So we'll go conft interface tunnel, and I'm just going to use the same interface number just to make it easy. And then I'm going to go tunnel mode GRE IP and tunnel, or we'll go IP address first, and then we're going to go 192.168.1.2. Forgot to specify the subnet, as they need to be in the same subnet as I said earlier. And then we're going to go tunnel source, which we're going to specify IP address this time, which is the 50.1.1.2, and then tunnel destination. With the destination, you can also specify a host name, and it must resolve to IP for it to be put into the table, for it to be to come up. But sorry, when it is in the running config, it will be saved as an IP address. But it's just a lot easier to put in an IP. So the destination is 60.1.1.2. Exit. That should then come up. Yep. So show IP interface brief, and then we'll go ping 192.168.1.1, which is the other side of our tunnel. Boom. And I'm going to do a trace route just to prove to you guys. There we go. We're not seeing any other hops. We're just seeing straight to our other side of our tunnel. So it's like we have a direct connection to that other side of the tunnel through, say, a leased line. But we're actually going through the internet. Whereas, let's say if I want to trace route to our public facing IP address, which is 60.1.1.2, I'm going through the internet and showing the autonomous system number and the hops out towards our ISP. But when I go through there, it's as if we have a directly connected link. So that is all good. That is it today, as I'm conscious of rambling on too much and the video going on for too long. But I'll decide what we do with our next video and what we're going to implement. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. I hope it was informative. I hope you guys did I hope it helped you guys go through the lab and you could follow nice and easily. Sorry if my explanations weren't too well. I'm new to this and new to it, trying to explain the concepts. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy the video. I hope it does help you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video when we'll be implementing the next phase of this lab. So yeah, see you guys later. Also remember, to follow my Twitter, which is @networka18, and remember to subscribe, like the video, leave any improvements that I can do. I know that I do need to improve my talking and explanations, but yeah, let me know, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks, and I'll see you guys later.